All right, so welcome to Wire Rush Racing. I'm Charlie Hawkins. This here is Dirt Bike Bob.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Bob, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thanks for having me, Charlie.
I'm glad you came. I had to. You're hard to do to get a hold of.
Well, you know.
Except for that, I know where to find you every day.
Yeah,
which
10
is
to 6.
10 to 6, which is Dirt Bikes Unlimited over on North Glenstone.
Yep.
So that's just south of the railroad tracks, north of Division, south of Kearney, correct?
Yes, sir.
So glad you come on the show. I enjoy going into your store on a frequent basis and not always buying something, but always seeing something that I want to buy at least.
That's why we hang it on the wall. That's why we hang all those pretty colors on the wall.
I write it down like, all right, got to go home, ask the wife for this now.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, it's way better to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know yet. So we got a good show for you today. So obviously we got Bob here. We got Becca Sheets coming on later on, and she is super fast. So she is the current points leader in the WXC class, which is the pro women's class in the GNCC.
Is that after 2 races now so far?
No.
Is it 1 or 2 races in the GNC this year so far?
There's been a bunch.
Oh, has there been a bunch?
Yeah.
I thought I saw there was only 2.
No, it's quite a few. I should know more about that. But
Fastest woman in the country.
Yeah, she is leading. There's two other girls that are right there, and we'll talk more about just how competitive that class is in general. But yeah, and then she's also racing the full gas sprint enduro and the women's pro class, obviously. And so super looking forward to talking to her, and that'll be in about 25 minutes or so, and
Cool.
it's going to be a good time.
It'll be awesome.
So with that, post your comments. You know, if you got questions for Bob here. Hey, there's Edward Greenlee. Not much, Edward. I hope how's your knee doing, bud? Last time I saw you were on your way back to Oklahoma to see the doctor. So hopefully it's all better. But yeah, exactly like Edward here. Post your comments, questions, whatever. I want to hear from you guys. That's going to make this show I think that much, in my opinion, it makes the show just that much better.
Sure.
So it's not just the 2 of us up here, Slack John. It's the 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
Or whoever, how many. And then on top of that, share. Let whoever, you know, your friends or whatever, family, you know, say, hey, here's the best thing on the internet going on right now. So, and so it's
Share it, everybody.
share it, like it, comment, all that, and I appreciate it.
Subscribe.
And yeah, subscribe. So yeah, so that's that, and so yeah, thank you. And then all right, so yeah, Edward said he's healed up and back to racing. Yeah, that was one of the first. So what happened? We were doing an enduro. Me and Edward we were on the same road together at Hardwood Hills last year, and it's not very often I get to see somebody whiskey throttled right into the woods.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, that's never good.
he ping-ponged off a few things and was relatively okay, about as well as I was when I tried to scorpion myself a few weeks ago. And so, yeah.
It happens to everybody. I'm glad to see that you're back up and running, Edward.
So, exactly. So, absolutely, Edward. And thank you for joining us today. So, Bob, Dirt Bikes Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been the proprietor of Dirt Bikes Unlimited?
Well, we started up 20 years ago now. We're just a few days shy of 20 years.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. I can't believe it myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all due to everybody out there. I mean, if it wasn't for all the people that come into my shop, you know, we wouldn't be here for 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Must be doing something right.
Something right. One thing this is called just, you know, boost Bob's ego here. One thing I like about coming in your place is I've said this before, but it's like a Cheers, right? It's like the dirt bike Cheers. I know obviously I know you, but like every time I go in there, there's somebody else that I know there.
Oh yeah, well,
right.
When I opened the place, I just wanted to make sure that there was a place where everybody could go in. It was old school.
There you go.
Old school bike shop. You know,
yeah,
somewhere where a person could go hang out, buy something if they wanted to. If they didn't, you know, but when they need what they need, I'll be there to have it.
Yeah, and so because of, you know, between you and knowing the customers, and I like talking dirt bikes. Obviously, I started a show talking about dirt bikes. There's nothing a shortage of things to talk about with you or somebody else in there, and it's a great time. And
thought about mounting a set of handlebars on the counter so we could all bench race.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, and then another thing I like about your place is obviously you don't carry a lot of OEM parts. right?
Sometimes I carry a few more than the necessary stuff.
But yes, exactly. So, but if I need to go in and like, I need a sprocket, I need a chain, I need brake pads, I need any of the hard replaceable hard parts.
Yeah, the wear items.
Yeah, the wear items. You're like, yep, got that right here, got that right there, and it's kind of like you got it.
I try to keep all the wear items, all the stuff that ever kept me from riding.
Yeah, exactly.
The stuff that I went out to my bike and my brake pads were fried.
It's a Saturday.
Nobody carried them.
It's a Saturday at noon, and I'm finally getting my bike put together for the race tomorrow, and I'm like, oh great, I'm like down to a 32nd inch of my brake pads.
Well, we all work all week long. Saturday we're like getting ready for the race on Sunday, and it's like, oh wow, I need a chain and sprockets. Bad.
Yeah,
I've got them.
And you got them right, and and so that's kind of what I like is that you don't kind of specialize in one. You tend to have, I would say, maybe a little more on the Yamaha.
I do tend to lean Yamaha because I ride Yamaha.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends ride Yamaha. But I carry, parts, all the maintenance products for the Hondas, the Suzukis, the Kawasaki's, the KTM's, and of course the Yamahas.
Yeah. But anyways, KTM's, yeah, like you said, because I've been a KTM guy since I've known you.
Oh yeah.
And you've been there to help whenever I need.
Oh yeah, I'm non-denominational. Well, mostly.
Mostly. So, how old are you?
I'm 52 years old.
You're 52?
Yep.
52 years young, you mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Some days it feels old.
Well, when you're trying to lift, what was it, dirt bike trailers?
Yeah. That was old day.
So on that day, I guess this was when you host a ride day once a year, or what do you do?
Yeah, it was at my customer appreciation ride. I do it
Okay.
every late October, early November, depending upon the hillbilly schedule. I try to go around the hillbilly schedule.
Okay. How do we find out about that?
Usually just come into the shop. I mean, because I don't usually set the date until it's
The hillbilly
really
schedule's
close.
out.
Yeah, till the hillbilly's out, and sometimes the hillbilly schedule doesn't get out until pretty close.
They don't
till
post it just real early sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's within I mean, we've had it be like 3 weeks before. But, hey, I know Chili and Jordan are pretty darn busy, getting that whole gig ready.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're doing a great job of that.
So we got a comment here from Randy Mittman.
Hey.
Randy,
Hi, Randy.
Thank you for joining the show. He said Bob has everything, and it is a great place to just hang out.
Yep, that's what we like.
And then Misty Norris Breeding says, hiya, guys. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Misty. How you doing?
So it's just like a reunion, right?
Yeah.
Of it's like just another day in Dirt Bikes Unlimited.
Yeah, just like another day at the shop. That's all right, though.
So you can leave work, just going back to work, right?
Yeah, I would have been working on bikes anyways tonight, so this is a welcome reprieve from that.
There you go. My wife, she always wants to start her own business. I'm always kind of like, it's a lot of work. But how did you get into, starting Dirt Bikes Unlimited? What got you there?
Well, I mean, I had worked at bike shops ever since I was 16 years old. I mean, worked as parts guys, parts managers, service guys, service tech, over the years. And at one point, I got to where I kind of got burnt out for a little while, and I'd been out of it for about 5 to 7 years, and I did auto upholstery. And I knew all along that really wasn't the gig for me. And after getting laid off from 2 different jobs over 3 years, I just went to my wife one day and said, hey, I want to open up a bike shop. And she told me that if I could find a crazy banker willing to loan me the money to open a bike shop, she was all in.
Yeah.
At this point, I had a 2-year-old baby and a 6-month-old baby.
Oh.
Yeah. And maybe she was like crazy or something from having kids or something. And so I went into the bank and found a crazy banker, and they loaned me the money, and away we went.
Now, have you been on that same location for all those years, or?
Yes, that's from the very first day.
Really?
I've been in exactly the same location.
Okay. How did you? How did you find that spot, or does it just was available, or?
It was available and it was cheap.
It was cheap and available.
It was cheap and it was available. When I walked in that shop the first time, it was actually raining that day, and it was raining in the back shop area.
Oh,
yeah, it was quite the sight.
Is it a triple net, or how did that work? As far as obviously it doesn't.
The
rain
roof had a hole in it.
Did they fix it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
The
they
landlord
fixed
at the time fixed the hole.
Oh, okay.
I've since bought the building.
Oh, you have?
I own the building that I'm in, the section of it.
Your section. Okay.
Yeah, the little strip mall that I'm in. I bought the building.
So you have like 2 sections.
Yes, I have 2 sections.
Was it always 2 sections?
No, when I first started out, it was the one that's not the one on the end, but the one just one in from the end.
Where your door is then?
Where the garage door is and where my main door is. Yeah, where you normally come in.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought it and it already had the hole walking into the other side. And when I bought it, I just opened it all up and kept it all for the shop.
Okay.
Needed to expand, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's where all the you keep a lot of your clothes and whatnot over there. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
But no. So and then what is the best part about owning a dirt bike store?
Oh, it's got to be the people.
It is?
Yeah, the customers. The customers, the people that come in are just so awesome. I mean, I learned the reason why I opened up a bike shop, a dirt bike shop, was because working in a multi-line dealership, you kind of find out what people are, you know, the kind of people that you are.
Yeah.
And dirt bike people were always my kind of people. They were very laid back, you know, very easygoing.
Yeah.
And I just liked them. And I always melded with them with the dirt bike crew. So that's why I decided, you know, to go with the dirt bike groove when I opened up my shop.
Now, what about the quad crew?
The quad crew, man. I mean, I'd say the dirt crew. The dirt crew. It is the quad crew as well. There's plenty of room for quad guys.
So Stephen Minter has a question here. Is your side-by-side a Honda?
Is my side-by-side a Honda? I don't own a side-by-side, Steve. You know that. You know, I guess if you put 2 of my bikes side-by-side and I rode them like Roy Rogers, maybe then I would have a side-by-side.
But, so... Sorry. So you were talking about the people. Is I guess I don't know where I was going. Anyway.
Oh, I mean, I just think that the people are definitely what makes my shop my shop. I mean, it makes Dirt Bikes Unlimited what it is. I mean, just like you said, people come in and they feel at home there, and that's what I wanted when I opened my shop. I really wanted people to feel at home.
Okay.
Not like they're a sale. Every time they walk in.
Yeah. That's where I was wanting to go. So you mentioned you said, how did you call it? Where they actually sell motorcycles, a multi-line dealer?
Multi-line dealer, yes. I've worked for a couple of years.
Did you ever have a desire to go that route or?
No, always it seemed like always the coolest shops that I ever worked at were always your mom and pop shops.
Okay.
That's just like very similar to like what I have.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like before, in town, Action Cycle Parts. They were the ones that really made, you know, they were the kind of the mom and pop shop. And I knew at the time when I opened my shop that Mel was about ready to give it up. He was about done for, and I actually looked at buying Action Cycle Parts, but he had a little too much street in, you know, a little bit too much outside of my realm of what I wanted to go with. And I ended up opening a shop kind of against him, which didn't go over at first very well, but I kind of wanted to be the next Mel's shop. You know, I wanted to be the next Action Cycle Parts.
Okay.
Because I knew it was that one had ran its course.
Yeah.
And I kind of think I have.
So,
you know?
So do you know much about betas?
A little bit. So I just built one.
You did?
Yeah. I just built them. For Dalton Stewart, I did a set of cases that had to replace a set of cases on the set.
So we have a question here from Misty saying, question for you guys. Input on the Beta X trainers, good or bad?
Beta really doesn't make a bad bike. Their bikes are really nice, very rider friendly.
Yes.
I mean, they're super rider friendly. It's kind of like, I know Misty's also been looking at the Free Ride, which is also a very rider friendly bike.
Yeah.
I've rode an X trainer and I've rode the Free Ride, and I'll have to say that they're both very, very. When I got off of them, I'm like, these are like Chadwick slaying bikes. I mean, they are very good bikes.
For sure, and that's kind of what their design is. Mm-hmm. Is they're a lighter off-road dirt bike. They don't have, I forget what the tank size is. It's not huge.
Yeah, it's not huge, but
it's made for. I mean, obviously, it's kind of like a hybrid. I mean, it's a light dirt bike is what it is.
Yeah,
it's a light race. I shouldn't call it a light dirt bike. It's not.
It's a race. It's
a light race bike.
Yeah, they're more lean towards cross country than they are like motocross.
Yeah, and so with that, Misty, plug another dealership is Beta, Bone Cutter Beta.
Oh yeah.
So Taylor Bone Cutter, have had her on the show. We called her on the first show actually. She actually raced an X Trainer for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
So I would also, if you're looking for seriously considering it, call. Taylor works at the shop up in California, Missouri. Call her, get her input on it.
Yeah, great folks.
And she'll be 100% honest with you. I can guarantee you that much at least. And then, we got Craig here, who is with ORP TV. That's the Ozark Raceway Park TV. Action Cycle, he said he loved Mel. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Mel is awesome. I just saw Mel about a year ago at a Joey Windmiller's son's graduation party, and him and Carol are still kicking. It was good to see him.
Okay.
Yeah, we sat down for about an hour and just talked about old times.
There you go. So, yeah. And then, so do you said you haven't ridden much since you hurt your back. Have you ridden much since then?
I've ridden twice, you know, and both times it's kind of shown me that I wasn't quite there yet.
You're not quite 100% yet?
Yeah, not quite there yet, but I'm getting there. I'm actually feeling really good now. Kind of to the point where I'm not sure I want to push it, but I need to get out there and get back on it again.
What's your weapon of choice?
You know, I'll tell you, I can't get away from the two-stroke. I mean, I've rode two-strokes for so many years. Yeah. I've got an 07 YZ250 two-stroke.
Okay.
And then I've got the 16 YZ250 FX. Those are my two woods bikes.
Okay.
You know, but you know, it's just you can't hardly get away from that Katie bar of the door raw horsepower of the two-stroke motocross bike in the woods.
Yeah.
It's just it just makes you smile. I mean, you can't help but smile.
Oh, awesome. So Misty said she's going to, I think she's referring to their Bone Cutter Beta tomorrow. So excellent. Tell them I said hi.
Maybe she'll go buy a bike.
Yeah, it sounds.
I know she's looking.
So, but yeah, they're good people. Steve, Taylor, Misty, all of them. So
yeah, they'll take good care of them.
Absolutely. So, and then so you have two bikes then, and then I guess do you?
I mean I have two
functional your daily drivers.
Two daily driver dirt bikes, and then of course I have two street bikes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm a street guy too. You know?
What do you have there?
I have an 04 Harley Davidson Fat Boy. It's kind of my wife and I riding bike, and then I have.
Do you have like the little things hanging off the handlebars?
No,
and full leathers. And
no, it did have when I bought it. It had the tassels. Those came off.
The monkey bars.
No,
and I can just see you.
No, it's just bone stock. it's a bone stock bike. I mean,
you got I
got a sissy bar for the wife on the back.
You got the vest with your club on the back and
with my club. Yeah. No, not at all.
And the skull cap too, I'm sure, right?
Nope. Full face Suwami, full face. Probably look like a geek on a Harley.
Like, what is that guy doing?
Safety overlooks.
You can't see. He actually puts like sleeves on over to hide his sleeves, right?
Yeah, I have just tan sleeves. Yeah, it covers all my tats.
Yeah. So hardcore Harley guy here.
Yeah, and then I have an 07 Yamaha FZ1.
Yamaha.
It's kind of their sit-up sport bike. It's it's like you sit up on it because I was
still in dirt bike mode.
Yeah, my old wrist can't handle the leaning over anymore.
The crotch rockets.
Yeah, the crotch rockets. So I got the FZ1s. It's got the R1 motor in it.
Okay.
And it's nice and fast.
Do all the Yamahas gang up on the Harley, you think? Like at night they just start bad talking them? Or?
No, I don't keep them all together.
Oh, you don't? No, okay.
Yeah.
You got to separate them.
We got the Harley, my son's Honda Shadow Phantom, and then the Yamahas on the end. So we got a wide variety in the garage at the house.
There you go. And then, so you've been riding, I would assume, dirt bikes for quite a while then.
And I rode out of my mama.
Huh?
I pretty well rode out of my mama.
What's been your favorite bike? Maybe not today, but like
favorite bike
back.
of all times. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would probably have to say right now, I've got some of my favorite bikes. I would have to say that 07 YZ250 that I've got right now.
That's why you still have it.
Have
you had it since new?
It was 2 years old when I got it.
2 years?
Yeah. I mean, until they put an electric start button on a YZ250, I'm keeping it.
There you go.
But it's an awesome machine.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an awesome machine.
And then outside of dirt bikes, do you have any other hobbies that you enjoy doing on the weekends or?
No, I mean, in the summertime we go camping, or glamping as some people would call it. You know, I don't do the whole tent thing. I do more of a motorhome.
The older Missouri. So I got spoiled out in California. So no do, right? Unless you're on the coast. But like if you go up in the Sierra Nevada mountains and whatnot, well, first of all, if it's not going to rain, I'm not even setting up a tent.
No,
I just sleep out wherever. And then
let the creepy crawlies crawl all over you.
Well, that's kind of weird. You say that. So if you go you go camping right at night. I mean, it's chirping and everything all night long.
Yeah.
Want to hear something freaky? Is you go out to California, dead silent.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's
that might even be kind of creepier.
It is. I swear. And then like you're creeping out if you do hear something, right? And like, why are we hearing this now?
All the really bad stuff tries to be really quiet.
Yeah.
Like mountain lions.
Yeah. And so well, first of all, it's a lot drier, so you have a lot fewer insects. You don't have nearly the underbrush up there because it's just drier climate. That's why things burn really fast. Wildfires. But yeah, I mean, so I go out there camping, and you can set up a tent or whatever, and in the morning you can tear it down and you can put it in your stuff bag and don't have to worry about it getting all mildewy and nasty because it's not wet.
But there's no mattress. I got a mattress, my old.
Well, yeah.
My old bones not
I'm just saying,
like you.
Well, no, but now I come back here and go camping, right?
Yeah.
And it's a process because we can set up the first time pretty well, but then I got to pretty much come home and reset up the whole tent, the whole camp.
All the humidity,
because I got everything wet down here. I bring it down here in the basement, set on the dehumidifier, and just start drying things out because otherwise I'll put it back, and next time I come out, it stinks hardcore. And there's mold growing on it or whatever. And so I'm pretty well. California spoiled me, so now I tell my wife, I says I want to get a camper trailer because it's just too much work. Between going to these races, trying to camp.
Oh yeah,
and all that. It's a challenge.
Well, camping trailers or campers, motorhomes are all the way to go. I mean, you can leave your stuff in it. I mean,
it can dry out in the camper.
Yeah, in the summertime, we leave our motorhome plugged in.
Okay.
We've got a.
Do you have a little circulation fan in there to kind of keep air moving, or?
No, not really. Probably should. But I mean, we don't have a problem with moisture in it or anything like that.
So Randy says, I guess, did you get a new camper?
Oh yeah, we just bought a Class A motorhome a couple weeks ago.
Oh, right on. He says you got everything in there, but the room service.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
So you're taking glamping to a whole new level.
Yeah, well, we're the wife and I we're big campers. I mean, we camp a lot.
Where's your favorite area to go?
We go to Cape Fair. We campground a lot.
Hold on. Where's that?
It's very north end of the lake.
Of Table Rock?
Table Rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've got a lot of friends that have houses and she's got some family down there that are really close by, and we take our boat down there and we spend a lot of time in the summertime there. That's our summertime thing.
And so that's my wife. She's like, we should get some lake property or whatnot. And I'm like, let's just get a camper.
Get a camper. You go around all the.
We can go to 10,000 at least around Table Rock Lake, a dozen campgrounds. Then you're like, done with Table Rock, let's go to Bull Shoals.
Exactly.
Done with there, go to Taneycomo. Done with there, go to Stockton.
Yeah, you can't pick up your lake property and take it to Stockton.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, and I can clean it at the comfort of being on my own house and not have to make special trips just to winterize whatever somewhere else. And anyways, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of that.
And then, but your weekends aren't Saturday, Sunday. They're Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, my weekends are Sunday, Monday. Really, I only get Sunday because Monday I do a lot of business running.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like it's working somewhat,
Yeah.
Go by, pick up a friend, take them lunch,
Yeah.
That's kind of
a little lower key.
Not locked in like I am when I'm at the shop. I'm kind of locked in there. Once I walk in the door, I'm there till the end.
You are.
So I don't mind. It's normal. It's how it's been.
Okay. And then. I guess as far as Dirt Bikes Unlimited or you, what does the future hold for you, or any special plans, or any 20-year celebrations or whatever?
Yeah, I mean we're got 20 years going on right now. I don't think we're gonna have much of a celebration. We might have a few friends over or something like that.
Okay.
But
get you some of those confetti popper things.
Yeah, some confetti poppy things. Boom! Hey,
20 years.
20 years. We'll do 20 more.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you keep up with the GNCC series at all?
Not very much at all.
No?
No.
Okay. So this past weekend was the John Penton. It's kind of a regular in the season.
That was the one that was last weekend?
Yeah, this past weekend.
I thought that was the upcoming weekend.
No, this coming weekend? No, coming up this weekend is a full gas sprint enduro.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
the
did read that.
The Hidden Valley. So have you ever seen any pictures from that place?
No, I haven't.
It's kind of cool. It's on an old golf course. It still looks like a golf course. And
everybody always wants to ride on a golf course.
Yeah, and they do about once a year. So,
dang.
But anyway,
where's that one at? I might have to go to that one.
West Virginia.
It's kind of a bucket list kind of thing. Ride on a golf course.
Yeah. But we're going to recall Becca Sheets where she won this past weekend and also has the points lead. So let's give her a call and see what she's up to. So one thing that's kind of unfortunate for me is that I am Central Time Zone, and it seems like all of the people that I interview the people that on the East Coast. They're all East Coast racers.
Yeah, she's in Ohio.
That's right. That's hometown or home state, I guess.
Yeah, and her last weekend's race was probably pretty close to her house, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was in Ohio as well.
Yeah.
Hello,
Becca. This is Charlie Hawkins, and I'm here with Bob, and you're on Enduro Talk. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we are doing quite well. And I just want to say for people that are tuning in, on the phone is Becca Sheets. Sorry.
Oh, no. I can't hear you.
Oh, you really can't?
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Hello.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit.
Oh, shoot. So, could you hear me earlier, Becca? Becca? Uh-oh. It gone silent. I'm going to try calling back. You think she heard me at the beginning?
I thought she might have.
There.
Modern technology.
Hello.
All right, Becca, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So what I was saying, you are a GNCC WXC class, which is the pro women's class in the full gas sprint enduro. You're also in the women's pro class, and then you are racing for Fly Maxxis KTM this year. So how is the season going for you this year?
It's been pretty good. Very consistent, I would say. I won the second round that we had, and I mean, it's kind of just been a battle every single race so far, and just a fight for the win. But it's been good. Like, everything's just been really awesome.
Absolutely. And then, where are we finding you today?
Oh, like, where am I right now?
Yeah. Are you at home? Are you traveling somewhere across the country, or where are you at?
I'm at home right now. I'm in Circleville, Ohio, which is kind of like just south of Columbus.
Oh, okay. And then, so how far away was the race for you last weekend?
Like an hour. It's the closest one that we have.
Yeah,
so.
I noticed that it was really close to where you're at.
So were you able to sleep at home then, or did you still stay at the track?
We stayed at home on Friday night, which normally we're at the track on Fridays. So we got to stay at home one extra night, and we just stayed Saturday because I always wake up early and go check out the track on Sunday mornings. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how old are you, Becca?
I just turned 26.
So you did. Okay. And then so you said Circleville, Ohio is your hometown? Yep.
I mean, I didn't grow up here or anything, but this is where I've been residing for the last few years, and
so
we've got a lot of.
Do you consider yourself an Ohioan then?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been raised here in Ohio since forever.
Forever. All right.
Forever.
And then when did you start riding? Like riding motorcycles?
I started riding when I was 7. My dad raced just for fun. Like, he was never professional or anything, but he raced for fun. So I always was kind of at the track with him growing up, and like, he's got pictures of me at Kenworthy's the Pro National when I was just like a newborn baby. So I've always been around dirt bikes, but I didn't have any desire to do it actually until I was 7.
Yeah. So your dad, did he race like off-road racing, or was it motocross, or what did he do?
Oh no, he raced motocross. I mean, he rode off-road with his buddies. Like they would go out on rides sometimes, but he mainly just raced motocross, and that's what I grew up doing actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she switched back in 2012 to
I
GNCC?
Yep. In 2011, I tried a few of them, and then 2012 was my first full year in the woods.
Well, what drove the change there for you?
I was a senior in high school in 2011, and I had dealt with injuries all throughout high school. Like my entire high school, I was either not in school or on crutches, and I was just having a hard time, and I was kind of like ready to be done racing, actually.
Yeah, what goes up must come down.
Yeah, and so I just had a few friends that I met over the years that race off road, and Walker Fowler is one of those guys, and he convinced me to race the John Penton actually in 2011, and it was a really gnarly race for me, but I just loved it, and just kept doing it.
Okay. Have you ever done any of the national enduros?
I did a national enduro one time.
You did?
In like 2013. I did one when I was riding for the Ampro Yamaha team, and it was out down in South Carolina by Randy Hawkins, and it was just not my cup of tea, and I've literally never been back since.
Well, I guess that was kind of my thought, is when you have a motocross background, right? Is I could see you doing a little better in the GNCCs than something that's super tight and not flowy, or not, just not fast. Like the national enduros. So
I think I would probably enjoy a national enduro like now, but like the series just goes too far away, and it's just not something I'm interested in following. But I think I would enjoy it now that I'm a much better woods rider. But it's not. I just don't have any drive for that one.
Yeah. And then for our listening audience out there, if you have any questions for Becca, please feel free to chime in and type them out there, and we'll get them over to her.
Yeah.
So Becca, how was John Penton for you this past weekend?
It was really muddy.
It was muddy.
Yes.
Yeah, I bet it was. I heard that clay gets a little slick.
Oh yeah. Last year I was injured, so I had to sit out the John Penton, and I watched it, and it was very muddy last year. And this year I was like, oh man, I just hope it's dry and dusty, and I got the complete opposite, which is fine because I really do well in the mud. And I actually spent the entire day on Saturday walking the track with Caleb. We were out there for like 8 hours, it felt like, and it was almost pointless because the track had changed so much, just with the reroutes and everything. And but I kind of knew, like on Sunday morning when I went and peeked at what the track was, I kind of had a feeling, like what I was going to have to deal with. And it went well. I got a pretty good start actually. And but I had a crash. I had like a lot of crashes on my first lap, and I was like way back, but I just got back up and kept charging, and I just put my head down, and you just keep going in the mud like that. It's kind of like chaotic because there's a lot of bottlenecks usually, and I just made my way to the front eventually and just try to stay smart, and ended up winning the race. It was awesome.
Yeah. So bottlenecks. Hold on 1 second. I have a problem with my camera. Bob, can you go up there and on the switch it off on the top and then switch it back on? My camera, for some reason, people, if you're out there listening or watching, right there. Yep. Send it. I have no idea what's going on here. So, anyways, I think the audio still works. Yeah, Bob literally just broke the camera.
Great.
So, what I was going to ask you, Becca, is, I was actually surprised to see that you guys actually race in the AM race. How does that work out for you? And do like the lap traffic and the bottlenecks, is one of the biggest challenges you guys have in the racing, or what do you?
Yeah, aside from the actual racing of my, like the fellow women that are in my class, that is definitely obviously the biggest factor. Like we race with almost over 500 riders at every race on the track at one time, and
that's a lot of people to be on the track at any one given time.
Yeah, and like Ironman for the last 2 years has been over 900 riders, which is like insane.
Wow.
So it's something like, the sport has grown since I started racing GNCC in 2012. Like it has grown like so much in just a short amount of time, and the morning class just grows and grows. And we're kind of put out there with the older guys and like the sea riders and the trail riders class, which is like they're barely moving, some of those people, which is like, it's awesome that they're out there doing it, but we're out there racing for our jobs, like
sure,
we're out there fighting to win races. And so it can definitely be frustrating. A lot of them are good at kind of getting out of our way, but like you said, there's just a lot of bottlenecks, and
I'm sure it's extra hard when it's slippery and slimy like it was last weekend.
Yeah, whenever the track conditions are technical, it's even harder to pass people because you never really know what the lapper might, like maybe they're just going to bobble as you go by and just bump right into you and take you out. Like you just really never know. So you definitely have to be patient, and it's just really just part of the game for the morning race.
Pace yourself.
Yeah.
So Becca, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
So why did you switch from Yamaha after riding Yamahas for all those years and switch to KTM?
I mean, when I first got on big bikes, when I was younger, I just got a Yamaha 125, and that's just kind of what I always rode. And so when I started GNCCs, that's what I was on. And I I met Randy Hawkins through mutual friends, and after my first year in 2012, he kind of offered me some support, and I took that support, and
that's awesome.
I was willing to take whatever support I could get, because I was definitely dedicated. So it was really good, and he he put me under his tent, and it was awesome, and like the support was awesome, and I won the championship in 2016 on my Yamaha, but I had already cut ties with the AmPro team in 2015. And so in 2016, I was just kind of doing my own thing, but with support from Yamaha only. And it was awesome. And I won my championship, and I had a lot of outside sponsors that helped me do that, like Fly and Maxxis. And like at the end of the year when I won the championship, KTM kind of, they want that number one plate under their tent.
For sure. Yeah, I've met Randy Hawkins a couple of times, and he's an awesome guy. I mean, through the industry.
Yeah.
What's your favorite race?
I don't know. I have a lot of favorites, actually. Like last year, we did that new one that was near High Point, and that was really a really good technical track, and I really enjoyed that one. But I don't know, man. I really just like them all. Like I really like Big Buck down in South Carolina. Like anything that's like super fast and flowy, I really love it. And then I also love the technical sides of things. But snowshoe is like my least favorite. I will say that.
Is that because it's really fast, isn't it? Snowshoe?
Yeah, it's gotten faster and faster over time because of like the amount of riders especially in the morning, like they need to get people through the track, so they take the more technical sections out of it. And so like it's kind of become like we're just fifth gear wide open going up and down ski slopes, which is fine, but we have our technical spots that we pop into, but it's just like always so wet there, and it's just tough.
Yeah. And Becca, what bike are you riding or racing on?
I ride the KTM 250, the SXF.
XSF. Yeah. And then, because we have a question here from Steve Mentor, do you prefer a 4-stroke over the 2-stroke?
Yes. I mean, the last 2-stroke I rode was my Yamaha 125, and they're awesome. Like, I would probably hop on a KTM 125 and love it, but as far as like race thing, I would definitely prefer a four stroke. They're easier to ride, and especially in the woods, you get better traction, and they're just awesome bikes.
How was that transition from moving from that 2-stroke after riding it for 7 years to to go into that KTM 4-stroke? Was there a little bit of adjustment?
Well, I rode a Yamaha 250 FX for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was actually it was 3 years I rode that bike, and it was a good bike, but it was definitely really different, and I still think sometimes I'm learning how to ride a 4-stroke.
Well, you do it incredibly well. So that's one thing, I guess, people may not realize this is, around here, we have women racers. And then I was looking at where, Becca, where you place relative to to the guys that we have in the same races you do, right? And it's hard with the GNCC and the sprint enduros because let me think, are sprint enduros. No, it's hard to see head to head, how you competed, for the total time for that day. But, the GNCC, you run the AM race, so that's not apples to apples with our guys, because our guys of Becca speed are in the PM race.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I did kind of look at the national enduro races and where McKenzie and Taylor placed.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, they would be winning our local some of our local races.
Yeah, overalls.
I mean that's what I mean, overall.
Yeah.
And to me that's amazing and just awesome. And
she's the fastest woman in America.
Because Taylor Bonecutter races against you, or no, I guess she races the national enduro. She's following those in the women's pro class. And I was looking at the results of her races, and then I was like, holy cow, there's some incredibly fast people. And so with that, and you kind of alluded that to earlier when you were talking about the John Penton and just your series so far in general. There's any given weekend, one of you three could be on the top step of the podium. Do you think you have probably the most competitive class, pro class, this year in the GNCC?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, not to take away from the XC1 guys, but I mean,
obviously in the XC1, I mean, when I say competitive, I mean you have competition. I mean, this is last weekend's the first time that Caleb Russell didn't win, right? Thad Duvall, who's been right on his tail, but I mean, there's just been some looks like some just real battles between the three of you, Taylor and Mackenzie.
Yeah, all three of us, I think, really want to win, and it's been like that for the last couple of years. And I mean, we're all just out there giving it our all, and it honestly is it's just so fun to race with them, to have women that are just kind of on that same level as far as their mindset and their dedication. It's really cool, and I our competition is it's just awesome, and it's kind of the highlight of the morning for sure, on GNCC Sundays.
Yeah. Do you have any, I guess, along those things in the morning, do you ever have any desire to do a 3-hour race, or do you think do you like the 2 hours?
I mean, I don't know, because I've never just gone out and raced a 3-hour race. I know that I'm fully capable of doing that, but there's always been talks of maybe we should be in the afternoon, and then it's no, we should be in the morning. It kind of always goes back and forth, and it's a discussion with the women in our class. And I mean, GNCC does a really awesome job of promoting our class, and because we race the morning race, we get that spotlight, and we get noticed by a lot of people.
There's a lot of truth to that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's really, it's hard enough for us to be women in this sport. So the fact that we're there and we get that recognition is really awesome. And I think if they were to put us in the afternoon race, we would be competitive, and it would be cool. But, the XC1 and the XC2, those are the main focus for that afternoon race. So I think it would just kind of take away from, the women a little bit if we were to be put in the afternoon.
I can't.
That's a good reason.
I can't argue that at all.
Yeah.
So I guess another question I wanted to ask is it seems like around here, I've seen a noticeable increase in women racers, and not only just women racers, but just women riders. There's a popular place out here called Hardwood Hills Ranch, and it's kind of neat just to see how many, like, it's just like they'll organize and have an all women's group ride, and there'll be 20, 25 people out there on a weekend, right? And that's just awesome, I think. Do you think do you kind of see a national trend going that way, or I guess what do you think of the women's racing and just riding in general right now, and what's the state of that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely growing. I mean, I think social media has a lot to do with that. And like, obviously there's always been women that have been racing, and, like that date way, way back. And, I think it's growing because there's a lot of girls out there that are just like, oh, I can do this. And it's just something they pick up and like they ride for fun. And I think that's awesome. And, there's some of them that, go out and they want to be racers. There's definitely a difference between the ones that ride and the ones that race, but either way, it's awesome that there's a bunch of women out there riding. I mean, I have done a riding clinic the last 2 years over in Maryland, and I had 13 of these women show up and I was like the only instructor, kind of telling them, giving them a full day of instruction, and it was really awesome. But it's like these girls a lot of them are just beginners, and it's just cool to, like, I don't know, I'm not trying to be like sexist here, but women like listen really well. So it's really easy to teach beginner women things because they just pick right up on things. And
I also think that girls listen better to other girls when they're trying to tell them something.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case as well.
So I guess along those lines, do you see yourself as a role model to women that are interested in the sport or that are currently riding in the sport?
Well, I definitely hope so. I mean, I've been doing this for a really long time, and I definitely had role models of my own when I was little, and I looked up to a lot of the pro motocross women, and I hope that I am a role model to a lot of girls because I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom in the racing, and I have a lot to learn still. But yeah.
Awesome. What advice would you give to young girls or young riders in general that want to, get into the sport?
Well, if they're just getting started and they want to get into it, I definitely recommend finding some sort of, riding school or whatever, because just like the smallest things of teaching somebody how to ride a dirt bike can go a long way. And, maybe they're starting out as riders, and once they learn those techniques, maybe that sparks their interest into racing. So definitely seek out instruction and, learn how to do things the right way and practice it.
Absolutely.
That's very good advice.
Yeah.
And so you have the Sprint Enduro season coming up, or racing coming up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be heading out on the road here? I guess probably tomorrow. It sounds like that because that's in West Virginia.
Yep, it's a pretty short drive, just about 3.5 hours, and I'll leave in the morning. Like, so now that e-bikes are a thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's definitely changed racing in GNCC, but most definitely in the full gas series, because the 2 loops that we have are 3 to 4 mile loops, and so you can go out on your e-bike and pedal and learn the track a little bit better than it is if you're just out there walking. So like, you have to get there on Fridays so you have enough time to pedal the course and kind of memorize it, and that's just what we do.
Absolutely. And then how do you enjoy the format of the Sprint Enduros? Is that something because it's kind of relatively new. What's your opinion on the Sprint Enduros?
Honestly, when I first started doing them, it was just for fun, and it is very fun. You're going out and giving it your all for about 10 minutes at a time, and it's different for me because I've spent a lot of years in learning how to become an endurance rider. And so doing those sprint enduros helps me, with like my first lap speeds and stuff like that. And it was just kind of always a fun thing. But, once I started going to 6 days with the other women, it's like, a very similar style of racing. And Auntie at KTM asked us to do the full series this year. So I'm kind of like buckling down and just trying to really practice and figure out how to, get faster so that when we do go to 6 days, we're ready to win instead of just kind of being a little bit behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
I'm taking a little more serious this year.
I guess, were you ladies second last year, or where did you guys place?
Yeah, we finished second behind Australia. Which is Taylor and Mackenzie was last year. So, the girls I compete against here in the U.S., they were my competitors at 6 days.
Yeah. Who were your teammates for the U.S.?
Last year we had Brandy Richards and Tara Geiger.
Okay.
And yeah, the year before we didn't have Tara, we had Casey Martinez.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So it was really awesome. Like, I mean, Tara's been like one of my idols since I was a little girl. So it was really cool to have her on our team. She's awesome. And Brandy is such an amazing rider. They're, both on the West Coast right now. And we made a really good team last year.
Well, really cool. What do you feel is your biggest accomplishment?
Biggest accomplishment. I mean, I would definitely say
there's a lot to choose from.
I'm just so accomplished. No, I would just say winning the championship in 2016 because, like I said earlier, I kind of branched out on my own and put together a team of sponsors and had the help of friends, and we just kind of made it happen. And it was really satisfying to win that championship because
I'd been put it together.
Yeah, I'd been chasing down Casey Martinez for the last 3 years, so I finally made it happen that year, and it was super satisfying. And at the end of that year, I got the AMA Female Racer of the Year, so that was really cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so Becca, what is the best way to follow you, and what the racing and activities you have going on?
I'm pretty much just on Instagram. My handle is bsheets551, and I try to post on there as much as I can. And obviously, if you want to follow GNCC on Sundays, it's gnccracing.com. You can watch live scoring, and same with the Full Gas Enduro. I don't know their website by name, but you can just look it up, and they have live scoring as well.
Absolutely. And then, so yeah, that's at B Sheets, and that's Sheets is spelled SHEETS.
Yep.
551.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Becca, thank you very much for coming on the show. I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to us and just letting us get to know you a little better and the listening audience as well. And before we let you go, do you have any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, of course. Definitely Fly, Maxis, and KTM. Those guys are they're my main supporters, and they're really awesome. And everybody else, I've got C Concepts, HRV, Zodi, and 560 Graphics is my graphics company. He's here in Ohio, and without him, how would I have my sponsors plastered on my bike?
Is 560 the area code, or what's 560?
I don't know. I don't know if that was his number, like growing up racing. I'm not sure.
Okay.
560 Graphics.
We'll roll with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of my newest sponsors actually is MX Champ Wheels, and
that's right. It's the links on your Instagram.
Yeah, they were formerly known as Goldspeed because they make ATV wheels and stuff, and they kind of like rebranded themselves because it's just what they did. They've had them over in Europe for a while, and we kind of like have been pushing this for the last couple of years, trying to get him on board with me, and we finally got it set up, and we're gonna really try to grow their brand because they make like their wheels are seriously awesome and like same quality as like XL and all those guys, and they're awesome, and Pro Circuit, and all my awesome sponsors. Couldn't do without them.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck in the rest of the season, Becca.
Absolutely. Good luck and just continue. It sounds like you have fun, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, it would not be what it is if it wasn't fun.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I get with these interviews and it's not always roses and sunshine. But you genuinely sound like you're having fun doing what you're doing, and it makes me all that much more jealous of what you're able to do and just everything you have going on.
Keep getting them girls in.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm very fortunate to be doing this, and I'm just gonna say this in case there's any girls out there listening, because I went through elementary school telling everybody I just want to be a professional female motocross racer. And I mean, I'm not doing motocross, but I am a professional racer and I'm literally living out my dream. So like, if it's what you want to do and what you believe in your mind, like you can make it happen for sure. I'm very fortunate.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Becca, thank you. Good luck this weekend and we'll talk to you later. Okay.
Thank you. Sounds awesome.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Is like ideal situation, but obviously
that's quite a deal there.
Yeah, so sounds like she's got it going on.
Yeah,
for sure.
So no, that's I was amazed though. Oh, here we got Hayes here. It is true that you don't pressure test your motors. What? Oh, so we got a quick question here from Hayes. Is it true that you don't pressure test your motors after you build them? He's trying to stir up trouble.
If you build a motor right, you don't have to pressure test it.
So
it's called confidence, Hayes.
So
Paul.
No, that was very refreshing though. Talking to Becca, sorry, and just her energy she brings
like
into
her
it.
enthusiasm. It's awesome.
And so because sometimes it can be a job.
Oh, for sure. And I do want to throw out a shout out to Kaylee Lewis. He was one of our local, women riders.
Okay.
That is really doing really well lately.
Yes.
She just keeps getting better and better.
Yes. Where does she hail from?
I think she's right here in town or very close.
Oh, okay. Because I was planning on. I would like to get some of the women racers in the area.
I think she'd be an awesome one to have on the
show. I was going to talk to Riley. Riley.
I can't remember her name either. I'm sorry.
Smoking Bob.
Riley Craver.
There we go. And then Chili's daughter as well. And then they'd be kind of a fun show. Have the two of them in here.
Yeah, have like 2 or 3 of them on here. That'd be fun.
Well, because at first I talked to Riley and she's like, I'm a little shy. Well, what if we get Carissa in here too? And she's like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Get a few of the girls together. You might not get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, no, but as long as we're having fun, who cares if I don't talk? Yeah. So, but yeah, so those, and then Haley Lewis as well. And so looking forward to just see the sport grow because Megan, she does a fantastic job of just kind of rallying the troops. Megan Keenan, she's up more towards the St. Joe area, but she's very vocal and very outspoken and very supportive of, and this is in this area, just of them, and she's the one that helps organize those events at Hardwood Hills and just has a good time doing it. So
I just think we need to get more girls in the sport. There's
absolutely.
I don't see enough girls come in, and it's not like it's a thing where you have to have brute force to ride the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Anybody knows that rides for any amount of time that it's about finesse and maneuvering the bike and letting the bike do the work.
Yes. And then not just that, but it's not always just about racing either. It's just, it's all about having a good time. And just enjoying it.
For sure.
So that's why I do it.
Because I'm not making any money out of it. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, for sure. So a little more about the GNCC this past weekend. So, I mentioned earlier, but Caleb Russell, his win streak is broken. He is whatever and one now. But Thad Duvall, which
really?
I don't know. Did you listen to when I had Liam on 2 weeks ago?
No, I don't think I caught that.
I asked for his predictions for XC1, and he called it. He said,
"Is he Liam Duvall? Is he
Thad Duvall.
Or Thad Duvall, I'm sorry. Is he a part of the Duvall, like Andy Duvall of like Duvall Racing?
Good question.
Is he with that bunch?
Maybe. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
He would have to be like one of the sons or grandsons now.
Well, I should try to get
Duvalls.
Thad on here and find out. But no, but I just thought that was kind of interesting because Thad said Liam Draper said that Thad has raced really well there in the past, and it's kind of a little slicker. Of course, a little slicker than normal slick this past weekend. Yeah. But he said, so he was calling Thad for the win, and sure enough, it happened. However, another win streak has not been broken yet. Ben Kelly has continued his winning streak, and so that's the XC2 class.
Okay.
So he's gone straight ones so far this season. And then in XC3, a guy we've interviewed before is Cody Barnes. So he won there. So good job to you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And then good job to our local guy that was there, Nathan Rector, racing the four-stroke A Lights. So he got fourth in his class, which is good enough to hold on to his points lead still for the class.
There you go.
So he is the leader for that. And then he got 57th overall.
Oh.
So
right on.
And that was one of the things I was like,
shout out to the local guys.
I keep trying to compare, which it's not. You can't compare an AM race to a PM race.
For sure.
And I was like, where does Becca line up in this mess of racers? And because I say mess because almost everybody, like even in the PM, bottlenecks.
I couldn't imagine the size having that many people
every
out
ride up there, and just the conditions.
Oh yeah,
everybody was writing about bottlenecks that for this past weekend.
And, well, I mean, so that many riders on a course with it being slick as it was.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob says no. I don't know what that means, Bob. So, Bob, first, I don't know if you could expand on no. Hopefully, because there's some. Arthur Kennard here says that the 2019 AMA Endurocross National Championship Series has been canceled. And to quite be honest with you, talking to Quinn this past week doesn't really surprise me. I was kind of getting that, like with the way he was just talking about how they haven't come out with the dates yet, and it's getting pretty darn late in the season, and they were trying to figure out what they're doing. It doesn't just total shocker, but it is kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go start my own series. That's what I started. That's how I started this podcast.
We call it the Y Racing.
The show. I started this show because there wasn't a show. Well, there was at one point Seat Time down in Texas. Brian Pierce had a show, and I was missing it. So I said, you know what? I got to do it. I'm going to start my own show.
Start your own show. Sure.
So, but then, okay. So thank you, Bob, for clarifying that. So no, Thad Duvall is not part of Deval Racing. So it's DEVAL, and whereas Thad is DUVAL. And then Paul Henderson stirring up trouble again. All right, so we will. Will we ever see you on a dirt bike track again, Bob?
I'm sure you will at some point.
Once his back feels 100%, 110%, it'll be. Well,
it'll probably actually
make your
be
pilgrimage.
Probably the next track I go to will probably be Lou's Place, a race I sponsored.
Yep.
And I sponsored the Lou's Place race every year at in the Hillbilly Series.
Okay.
So I'll probably be there, Paul.
Yeah. So in fact, your picture on Instagram, I think, is from Lou's Place. Or no, I stole that from Facebook on you. That's your profile picture on Facebook or something. But yeah, so. Hey there. Oh, we got Russell joining us.
There's Doc.
Hey there, Dirt Bike Bob.
Hey, Doc.
And then, so racing this weekend. Not a whole lot of regional racing. It's Memorial Day, people. I don't know if you knew that or not. This weekend, It's Memorial Day, and so large chunk of the people in this country are going to be not at home or something, and so not a lot of local racing because of that. So, but that's not to say there isn't racing. We have, as we mentioned, Hidden Valley Sprint Enduro, which is kind of a neat place. Have you ever raced on a golf course before?
No, but I'd love to.
Well, you should go to West Virginia this weekend.
Yeah, I should go to West Virginia. Hey, I'll grab that new motorhome.
There you go.
Take it halfway across the country.
Better speed a little.
I better go start now, huh?
Yeah. And then if you want to go out west, there's the Fires in the Sky Works race, which I can't honestly tell you I know much about. But there's a Works race going on this weekend. Wow. Yeah. So Justin here chimed in to say that Thad won an XC1 race in 2013 on a 250F. And I will say this. So people always say there's no, replacement for displacement or whatever. I will say that, not road racing. Tell me what your opinion is on this. You don't need a 450 or a 350.
No. I mean, unless you're racing, out in Kansas or Oklahoma or someplace where it's just wide
west,
open.
Yeah.
Around here, 250 does the job quite well, and it doesn't wear you out as bad.
And the reason I say that is because there was a few. It was the year that Caleb Russell won the national enduro title. Mm-hmm. He actually raced and won. In addition to obviously Thad Duvall in 2013, but so this might have been like 2016 or 17. But Caleb Russell, he won a GNCC race also on a 250. Mm-hmm. Of course, he's Caleb Russell, super fast, and he ended up winning the national enduro title that year. But you don't. There's people out there, that will say 450 only way to go. I'm not that guy.
Neither am I. I don't mind riding a 250 two-stroke. It's kind of in the same class, but for some reason it just doesn't put all the power to the ground like a 450 does.
No, true. Have you been getting much rain lately?
Oh, yeah,
just a little.
Yeah, I had a tornado that went out by Exotic Animal Paradise. It was about a mile from my house.
Oh, seriously? Are you okay?
No,
property and everything okay?
Everything's fine
on your end. Not so much for Exotic. I heard
nobody was home. So I was telling.
Heard there was a lion out or something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, because Edward said, seems like there's a lot of racing that has been canceled because of the rains. Last race I did was the Urban Cross in Waterloo, Iowa on May 4th. What? Justin's coming out with all the crazy facts. Caleb won on a 150 two-stroke.
Wow.
I can't attest. I have no idea.
It must have been wringing its neck.
But yeah, there has been. It actually worked out to my favor this past weekend. I was in North Carolina on a family trip, and I was supposed to. If I wasn't doing that, I would have liked to have been racing out in Oklahoma, but they had to postpone that race. So that was the Blackjack Enduro. But the Moore race. So have you ever done any of the Moore races at all?
No, I kind of the summertime thing is riding in the heat's not my thing.
Not your thing.
I'm a big guy,
nearly perfect conditions. Saturday it was a little dusty, but then Sunday it rained, but not just down near West Plains. I guess not just real hard.
Yeah, just enough to moisten it back.
Moisten it up and
make it tacky.
I was looking at photos from some videos from there. I was jealous. Like they had the luck. Hey, Russ, the Mr. Retired here said, I rode today, guys. DNR property on on the Cedar River in Waterloo, Iowa. Huh.
Yeah, he's up visiting his mom and his family up there.
Could have used the 450 in the sand whoops.
I'll bet.
So, and then we will be in. Oh, hey, and then so Doc, look out for Randy. He's going to be in
Randy's
Iowa
heading
tomorrow.
your way.
Yeah. So, but no, lots of moisture this year. It's been a wet spring.
For sure.
Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
And not just here, it looks like there's been quite a few mudders out east too.
Yeah, and I heard that Chadwick's got some serious washouts in certain areas.
Well, I could imagine. We got 4. I was looking at the rain. We got 4 inches in 2 days.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
It's a decent amount of rain. So yeah, I could definitely not be surprised that Chadwick got some rain and some washout. And then Pa stirring up trouble again says, in the summertime, he turns into a boater. He turns into boater Bob. No more dirt bike Bob.
I tend to turn into boater Bob. Paul's right on that one.
So are you doing backflips on your wakeboard and whatnot?
Nope, I'm the driver.
You're the driver.
My son's the big wakeboarder.
Okay. Did you get your sound system from Chile?
No, it already had 1,000 watts in the boat when I got it.
So, but you know where to go.
Oh yeah, I go to Chile.
So Chile Soundwaves people here.
Yeah.
Chile is obviously the Hillbilly GP guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you need your audio system or any system, electrical system, probably
for your boat, man. Chile's the man.
He is the man. He's been doing it forever, and he knows it well. Oh, and Bob Bev says hi.
Hey, hi Bev.
Oh, and then we got some. Lonnie's going to be out riding tomorrow or all weekend at Flat River. Do you know where that's at?
Flat River. Where's that one at?
I think it's Central Missouri. So
is that the one that's? I think it is Central Missouri. I think I may have rode there once.
Okay, but pretty much anytime on a dirt bike's a good time, and so that's my opinion on that. And then finally, Misty says, we were at Thayer for the Moore race. It was nice. So, Misty, I guess you were probably there Saturday, Sunday, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting going on a motocross track. They did, because Thayer's also, Thayer, what's it called? Extreme.
Hey, do they throw the motocross track in as part of the track?
They did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had actually, Rick Simmons, we've mentioned him before. He's the guy that won the Ironman at the Off-Road Cup.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of, I think he over jumped a bit on one of the jumps, and there's a video of him taking a little dirt nap. He said it's a lot of gravel, and he said it skinned him up pretty good from shoulder to elbow.
Oh,
so he
that's not good.
He said it was like getting in a car crash and jumping out of an airplane all at once, without a parachute. So, Rick, if you're listening, I hope you're feeling better soon, bud.
For sure.
That cannot be fun, and I keep telling people, I say, I would like to try motocross just without the jumps and the turns, maybe some little bit of rolly whoops or whatever.
When I lived out in Kansas, I did some motocrossing, and it's like, I learned that what goes up must come down.
Must come down, and you crash a lot faster.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like,
it's almost over before you even realize it's happening.
Yeah, usually I can pick out which tree I'm going to hit.
Yeah.
But not necessarily. Yeah, the MX track was interesting, especially on the you were riding a trials bike.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, Missy's riding a trials bike right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. That would be interesting.
I bet that was kind of different.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, that would be. So she's racing a trials bike and a hair scramble.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I mean,
she really feels comfortable, and she
bring
really
what you got.
Yeah. No, she's that's by choice. She's kind of moving up kind of fast. I think she's the one that's looking for either a free ride or a beta.
Yeah. She's the one that's going to Bonecutter Beta tomorrow. She said.
Probably get her a new bike.
Yeah, she's looking those. Well, that's perfect then. So if she's going from a trials bike and to look more racy, I think, like you mentioned, the X Trainer or the Free Ride would be a good
awesome bike,
transition bike. So, well, Bob, is there anything else?
No, I don't. Unless you got more questions for me, which
I don't. I think it's about time. We've been going on. Yeah, it's 9:12, so that's about right. So again, Dirt Bikes Unlimited, North Glenstone, Springfield, Missouri. Give Bob a call. Actually, so let's see here. I got the cup here, 417-832-1331. Super nice guy, if you can't tell. He's not putting on a show up here for me. Well, unless you put up a show at all times. I don't know. I've never seen this. This is like the Bob I know.
This is just what you get.
His poor wife at home is just like grumpy. Bob.
Yeah. Unless I'm Boater Bob, and then it's usually it's a few beers down.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, anyways, this is Charlie Hawkins. That is Bob Trainmer. And this is on Enduro Talk. Thank you for joining us. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.